Hello, my name's John. This is another Dischammer crossover video, and you're watching Wargames Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another Discworld inspired conversion video. All of this month I am creating some Dischammer conversions and I will be painting those later on. So far I've done two conversions, one inspired by Rincewind and one inspired by Two Flower from the late great Terry Pratchett's fantastic novels. Today I will be creating a much beloved item that originally belonged to Two Flower and then was handed off to Rincewind, and that is the luggage. But in my case, we don't have Rincewind, we have Wincerind, and we don't have Two Flower, we have Tau Flower, so this is going to be the baggage. So I've already done a few little bits to start, so let's have a little look. So this is what I'm going to base the conversion on. I have already cut the top off one of these chests. This did come from an early Kill Team set, but I really like the detail on it, so I've cut the top lid off. Then using another one of these containers, I've flipped it over and sanded off various details to make the main body. So as you can see, the chest is going to sit like that with the lid. One thing I do need is a little feet. So I have already started by trimming off a selection of Necron feet. You can see them just here. I'm not going to waste the models, I am going to use them in a future project, but for now I just like the idea of lots of little mechanical feet on this baggage. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to jump straight in and start sticking the front row of feet to the underside of this object, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so far there we have a lot of little feet running forward. I've still got a few to put in there, so I've got to put some along the middle and add some to the back. So while that's drying, let's trim some more feet off some Necrons. Okay, so that's 3 Necrons, so it's given me 6 more extra feet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run some glue along the edge there and place some into that middle section just here. Now, I'm really enjoying these videos that I'm producing this month. Oops. Obviously, the theme is really helping with a selection of conversions and things like that. So if there's any themes or crossovers that you'd like to see, I'd really like to give them a go. So please drop it in the comments if you have any ideas of things that you'd like to see for crossovers of Warhammer and other things. Okay. Because yeah, it's something that I'd really like to try and put together. And obviously getting ideas from you guys, that really helps. I have had a few ideas, but obviously I always like making things that you guys have come up with. patience there with the glue. Now obviously the luggage from Discworld is got lots more feet than this, and they're not Necron feet, but in this case the baggage is a strange object which Towflower found whilst on his tourist adventures, and it then was handed over to the Psyker Winsrind. So if you can think of any further backstory to this strange piece of Xenos amalgamated tech, I would love to hear it. Now, something I am going to do to strengthen this up, I've got a pot of sprue glue. Now, sprue glue is just a plastic glue with offcuts of plastic put into it to create a thick filler, but this is going to help just on the back of the feet and the legs bond to the underside of this chest. And I made this quite some time ago, but it works really well in creating a gap filler, as well as a stronger kind of glue for areas with not much surface area for the object to glue to. Obviously it's better because this isn't seen, so it doesn't matter that I've got these blobs underneath, but you can smooth it out with glue as well. But what I'm wanting to do is just create a bit more of a stable area for the legs to sit in. So let's have a little look. There is all of the little feet, and I think I will sit it on a base. And it does look like it's kind of running along. I may put some feet facing the other way along the back, not sure yet, but we'll leave it as is for now. Now, the lid. So here we have the lid sitting on top of the object here. Now, in the Discworld novels, the luggage has unsettlingly little square teeth filling its mouth, and then it could just close its mouth, open it, and it is the pressed shirts of the owner. This case, I think what I'm going to do, I've made a little bit of plastic like a denture that I'm going to sculpt the teeth onto, so I can sit this on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix up a little bit of green stuff, and I'm going to make some teeth. And the way that I'm going to do that is to put a flat piece of green stuff all around the edge here, and then I'm just going to sculpt the detail of the teeth into it. Now what I might do after this video is I might play around with the position of the feet on this, baggage to make sure they're kind of sitting in the correct positions and that kind of thing. And like I said, I might put some on the back. Not quite sure yet. But anyway, here is this green stuff. Now, as I put this on, let me talk about the other videos in the series that I'm doing. I have got another conversion video coming up for this series, and then I'm moving on to the painting videos of the series. So there's 4 conversion videos in total, and then there will be 4 painting videos for all of those conversions, and then the final video is going to be a rundown of the series as a whole and just talk about what I've done and possibilities for the future. Now, this green stuff going on at the moment, I'm hoping when it goes off I'll be able to remove, we'll call them the dentures of the teeth, and then have an option of having it with or without, but I need to see what they look like first. And then the other thing to consider is a tongue of some kind, maybe. All depends on how these teeth kind of turn out. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to start marking teeth in place. Which would allow me to then try and sculpt each individual one. Okay. Now, this green stuff is quite sticky at the moment. I've chosen to do these videos on the hottest days of the year, so the green stuff is being a little bit of a pain to work with, but it's okay. Now, the way that these conversion videos have ended up, the first one was just about sculpting, a little bit of detail on Winsrind. The second one was all about cutting and sticking plastic for Tower Flower. This one is a combination of the two. And then the final one in the series, I'll leave that for a surprise for now. So what I do want to quickly see with these teeth on, oh, I quite like those. Let's see what that looks like sitting on there. Okay. Now I think I might I might divide these up again and then put a line going along so I get a top and bottom set of teeth. Okay, let's get another tool for that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit and then we'll come back to it when they're done. Okay, well, there we have this conversion so far. We have the little Necron feet running along there. We have the teeth in the half-opened lid of the baggage. And if we put that next to Winsrind, I think that works quite nicely. It does look slightly out of place with Talflower, but that's the whole point, that he's picked it up on his journeys. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed these videos so far. As always, I'll leave a little gallery at the end of this model in a more finished state so you can see how it's going. Stay tuned for the next video where I will do the final conversion in this series. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.